Alright, here we are back at the sink for another round of fun with our penguin friends and this lovely Heljestrand. I don't know what to call it. I gave it a name on a forum. I called it Wicked Heljestrand, which is kind of like paying homage to one of the guys on that forum. He had a wappy that he had to like hone the snot out of it, and his honing was like more intense than this actually, but it was along the same vein. You know, it was like this old school, like, you know, just get it done, down and dirty, get it done. So anyway, Wicked Helgie, Hellish Helgie, I don't know, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, so I did a, what do you call it, shave test with the bevel set, 1K, 2K, and sort of as a proof to let me know for sure that the bevel is, you know, it's a working bevel, you know. So that passed, you know, it shaved like a 1K-ish, 2K-ish bevel would shave. Not the best thing in the world, but it shaved. I was able to do 3 passes with it. Plus, when I do that, it sort of like reaffirms my bevel setting skills. So if you know me, you probably seen me write or heard me say, you know, if you want to, you know, set a bevel, you want to learn about setting bevels, you know, set a bevel so you can shave with it, you know. Sometimes people don't like hearing that. I think part of the reason is it's not instant gratification, and it leaves no room for doubt, because it's really binary, because you either can shave with it or you can't. If you can't, your bevel's not there. If you can, you're probably right there or done. And my plan is, you know, you associate that feedback from the honing with that edge, and now you know what your feedback is supposed to feel like. But, you know, people want Amazon delivery times and instant gratification, and doesn't speak to that because you have to do it a bunch of times. So anyway, what I decided to do is maybe actually make 2 more videos. So today, what I'm going to do is, you know, I honed this, you know, to 2K. And I did a shave, and I dressed it up on a 2K after the shave to make sure everything was straight. So here we are with that Prada 3K Arkansas Waterstone. So I figure this will be a nice way for me to judge the polish from this against the polish from the 2K, right? And then I have a little bit of a twist to throw in, you know. Take a look at this one last time to get like my eye zoned in on the haze. Okay, got it. So anyway, here we are on this lovely Prada Arkansas Waterstone. Yeah, I can hear all the forum geniuses now crying that I should have done this on tape, or they would have done it on tape, or they would have done it like any number of other ways. And, you know, what people fail to realize is there are a million paths to get home. How you choose to go, that's up to you. As long as you get there. So, this was my path. And I really don't give a rat's ass what people think, because they're not here. This isn't their razor. They don't have these stones to check out. They got other things to do. Half of them just want to be heard. It's like an ego thing. Anyway, honing on this so far is going pretty well. Don't really know what to expect. you know, so far as the comparison goes, because I haven't done a side-by-side with something or a different stone. Let me just get a piece of paper towel, wipe it off. Oh yeah, that's nice. We're a bump up from the 2K, for sure. Push that out of the way. Got some fuzz on there, paper fuzz. Want it off. Okay, so you know what? Let me do a little bit of lapping on this. These stones lap nice too. Well, this one does. Seems right now on the internet that availability on these is kind of low or non-existent. Someone suggested that they might be discontinued, and that's possible. It's also possible that they're in between production cycles. Could be any number of things. The feedback on this is so sweet. I don't mind having a little bit of slurry up on this. To be honest, it is actually a little bit more than I would typically like. It's an Arkansas stone, but it's still a synthetic. I'm in the lower registers, but I'm getting to the point where slurry is going to become counterproductive. Now, people want to slurry everything. They talk about slurry like it's some kind of like MSG. It's not. And if you're sharpening a knife and you're using a slate and you want to make a mud and you want to kickstart your ability to grind, yeah, okay. But when you're sharpening a straight razor and you push it into mid-range, that slurry is going to slam into your refining apex and it's going to like wreak havoc on it. That slurry doesn't break down. It's not like, you know, it doesn't work the way a JNAT does. Escher slurry seems to be innocuous. But even so, I'm more inclined to not use it. And you know, while it's fun to mix and match slurry from stone to stone, I find that these days, just rolling straight is really the way to go. Tenju on tenju, botan on botan. Yeah, I've put like botan on a 1K. Well, I should say botan on a JNet, but, well, actually, I've had botan toishi, so there's that. And I would not be inclined to use tenju slurry on a botan toishi because I would not want to embed particles. But, you know, outside of like just trying stuff to try stuff and combating boredom, and yeah, I don't think anyone's going to find like some sort of like magic trick that's going to, you know, set the world on its ear. take another look. Even with the rinse off, I still have residue. Alright. Nice. Very nice. I'm going to spend another moment on this stone. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm lapping on the Toma, and I switched from the 140 side to the 400. But this is a very worn plate. Yeah, I'm gonna say we're good here. All right. Yeah, still got residue. Persistent. All right. So, 3K work went well. Definitely offered a bump up in polish from the 2K Shafton Pro. I'll put that over here to dry. So now 4K. Yeah, 234K is a little bit excessive, I think, maybe. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Doesn't hurt anything. But what I want to do here, right? I want to compare the 3K work to this 4K. Now let me take a guess right out of the gate. This is the Naniwa, 4000. It's the sister to Snow White. In fact, I use it in tandem with Snow White, 4K, 8K. You'll see it sold as a chemical. And sometimes I say it because I'm used to seeing it, but that's a bad translation. Anyway. Someone's probably saying, how come you're not using a Falcon 4K? Well, to be honest, I think the Falcon 4K is about the same as this in refinement capability. I mean, it's probably, you know, more advanced technologically as far as chemistry goes. But having used them, I get to the same place, and I like the feedback here better. A little grabby. Feedback on this is sweet. I don't know if you can hear it. I don't think the phone's going to pick it up. It's real light, very wispy, very consistent. You can see the stone will take on a little bit of water, and to be honest, I would probably have dunked it for a few minutes, but sometimes I don't do that. All right. Honestly, gotta tell you, kind of feel done. I know we went a while there without saying anything, but that's me being zoned in. Wipe the blade off. Oh yeah. Major bump. Major bump and polish. So, what did we learn? Well, For starters, I think what I'm learning here is that I'm reinforcing my approach in the early sessions where I'm fastidious about handling the damage on the steel, bringing it up through the ranks of grits step by step. Seems to be paying off. And I got a little, see that spot? It's kind of embedded in there. Sometimes this stone will load. Not bad. That's just part of my lapping regimen. So anyway, let me get some of that stone swarf off of there so it doesn't turn into mud. Something that I don't know if a bunch of you do or you do not do. Right? So sometimes you plate, your diamond plate, it looks good, right? But maybe you're thinking, oh man, this stone is hard, or maybe the diamonds are wearing, or whatever. So what I do on a pretty regular basis, that's Barkeeper's Friend, but you can use any scouring powder. BKF works pretty well. And I come in here go both ways and do some circular. Right? Clean the plate off. What you don't realize is, you can imagine the diamonds being like little mountains, all lined up like sort of in a row, but not exactly like that, but close enough for the argument or discussion. Swarf, stone dust, whatever, can get in between them, and it dries and it gets hard, like, you know, mud, ever see hard mud? And all of a sudden you're not getting like all the bite that your diamond plate is capable of because it is loaded. So I do that fairly regularly, not every time, because I'll be honest, it's a pain in the ass and I forget and all that, but I do it pretty regularly. So like I did it now, and it's good for a few more times. It's good for a few more times out at the sink, unless I'm doing a lot of stone lapping, which happens here quite often. Anyway, so that's the mid-range. A little educational for me. I don't know how exciting it was for you, but now we both know that this stone nests very nicely in between the 2K Shapton and the 4K Naniwa. So I would say that the grit assignment is at least reasonable. So if you're looking for one of those stones, that's something to keep in mind. Anyway, I got at least one more video coming on this blade, and I think I'm going to jump to a JNAT after this and see how it goes from there. Always remember, all this honing stuff, all this is about is having a good time, having fun, and enjoying some good shaves. If that's not what's happening for you, take a good look at what you're doing, because that's what's supposed to be going down. Have fun. Take care. Until next time, talk to you soon.